Trying your hardest all the time. Does it make sense all the time? I mean, the standard idea is you teach a good work ethic and people work hard all the time. That's called a good work ethic. That's a good thing, right? Traditionally. And my wife's mentioned to me today and said, well, what about the long game? I mean, things may be good now, things may be good later, but are things good 10 years down the road, 30 years down the road? And I think that particularly comes into effect when you're talking about how you raise kids. Because we always think, well, you got to push them, you got to make them work hard, you got to do all this stuff. And yeah, that may be good for them for a while, maybe even through college, maybe even through the first few years, first decade of their having a job. But what about later? When maybe he's a workaholic and he's divorced and his kids hate him and want to have nothing to do with him. Is that a good thing still? I mean, I guess a nicer analogy, or the way to start it off more gently. So a coworker is talking about training for kids in sports. How many parents actually push the kids too hard. And that's not good because they're still young, their muscles are still developing, their body's still developing. And if you push them too hard, you could injure them. And then they can't really play much anymore. So that's not good to push them too hard too early, right? Because as adults, we think you're more formed. You're not developing still. And thus you're less injury prone. I don't know how true that is, but I get that idea. And I think the thing about life is a long game, right? Presuming you live to at least 50, there's a lot of years. And in the beginning, you may think it's the end of the world, and we always do. This or that happens, and as a kid, you're like, oh, the world end. Remember how I broke down crying when I didn't get into Princeton? Life was over. What am I going to do with myself? I think it's Caltech, actually. Princeton, I knew I failed when I went to the interview. Or was that MIT? Anyways, so the thing is, we know that later things change, right? So is it good to expend all your energy? And if I may use another sports analogy, think about running a marathon. You can't be like a sprinter and go all out, because then you'll sort of not make it, right? You got to pace yourself. And in life, where is the pacing yourself at? Or rather, I would say, who teaches kids to pace themselves? The parents push and push. Do the parents pace them? Do they pace themselves and tell Dad, this is too much. I know you really want this. I know you really want me to make the team next year, but look, I'm only 12. I have 6 more years before I even go to college. And in college I have 4 years, and there's still a life after that. And if I push myself in this way, I'm not going to make pro anyways. Then I may lose out on other aspects. I think that's an interesting thing about me, right? So compared to many other people, I would say, I don't work my hardest all the time. Why should I? I just never understood why there are people who work their hardest all the time when there's other things to do in life, right? I mean, most people are coming around to that there's enjoyment to be had in life. And it's not just enjoyment, but it's relaxation, taking your mind off, rest and reprieve, which we all need to keep on going. I mean, some people will just work. They have no time for themselves. And some people seem to handle it better. But do they really handle it better 30 years down the road, right? And that's where I question this idea that it's free. Because I feel it's not free. You're going to pay for it down the road, working hard all the time, giving all your all. So why is it that we should give it all, our all the time? Rather, it's something that's bred in some people, taught to them, innate almost. But is it the smartest thing to do, right? We know many times it's not best to go fastest, like when you're driving. Is it best to race down the road because you'll save time? And over decades, that's a lot of time saved, right? That's also probably a very high chance of getting an accident. And that's damaging yourself, other people, at least psychologically, if not physically, and taking a lot of your time tied up with accident issues. So should we work hard all the time? Is it the good, right thing to do? Is it what we should teach our kids? I'm beginning to think maybe not.